launches beautifully.
So the guys from Interlaken, Steve Bramford and his supporters Matthias and Daniel, they gave me a lift out to Annecy. I had to go to the Neo factory and ended up enrolling myself, and I borrowed half their support team for the first day. I did the small triangle on the first day and the big triangle on the second day, while the leaders finished on the second morning. So I'm just over an hour into the Born to Fly, and everyone else has taken a completely different route. It was real confusion at the start. I know a lot of them followed. I don't know exactly how many, but yeah, Maxim just dashed off into the grass and pretty much everyone followed him, but I'm like, I'm not going that way. So I'm headed up towards Col d'Alpe. It's just a couple of Frenchmen and a supporter probably 5 minutes in front of me, and they said the rest of the pack is headed towards the col over here, which I forget the name of, but I don't know, probably much of a muchness. Soon I'll be able to poke above the bushline and have a look out for anyone setting up on the hill opposite. So I see a whole bunch of gliders set up over there, and yeah, Don L'Enfant behind. There's actually quite a few people that came up this way under the Tournette. And I forgot to mention before that I've got no data on my phone, or at least if I start using that, it'll cost me a fortune. And dry feet, that's good. Come on. First guy's just launched La Tournette, my first flight in Born to Fly. One ball. Oh, lovely. Nice to go up. It's not Tom, is it? Oh, this is magnificent. But no Vario noises yet. Taking off and still managing to get above Tom, if it's Tom. Here we go, here's the Vario. It's probably going to stuff me up, isn't it? Doing so well without it. Oh, this is just awesome. Couple of chamois on the ridge and I'm going down. I'm hoping there's something on the other side of this. It's a little bit off the beaten path. There's big mountains, I thought I might be able to squeeze over that. So I lost a lot of height coming back, and been scratching my way back up, gained another 1,000 feet at least, and yeah, to see how high I can go. Looks like I might be able to go for a stab of crossing the south side of La Tournette. Very nice, eh? A good feeling to get over this bump though. I could land here and walk over, but hopefully I can fly over and keep my feet dry. I don't know if anyone else is going to try going this way. Some locals. There's actually light lift on this slope, it's awesome. Hey guys, I won't hurt ya. So I've crossed, and it looks pretty cloudy, but I had full visual reference of heaps of ground as I passed through the col. I actually lost height before I crossed, but if I'd lost any more I wouldn't have been able to, so I thought I'd pop over. I see a couple of paragliders down low. I'd say I'm fairly far behind the pack, but at least I'm high. That's where I came from, and I got a lot of sink coming to this little ridge here, so hopefully it pays me back my investment. There's RV. There's RV. Turn point's 11 k's down that way. No idea how I'm going compared to everyone else, but this gentleman over here just said he's not doing the race. In French first, and then in English. So the RV, and I just heard from Matthias. So I've got 10 k's to go to the turn point, more or less, and Steve's tagged it and he's hiking. I'd say it's going to be pretty hard to come back against this wind. Oh, Mont Blanc in the distance. Off we go.
Pretty impressive cliff line. I was too scared to come straight in, so I sort of been surfing over the top of it. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit mixed up here because there's plenty of wind. Looks like good amount of the good stuff. Don't get too close to these things. Oh no, what is going on here? Guys about to launch there, one just had to go and put over the fence. Looked pretty out of control. It's pretty windy obviously. Anyway, I've still got to get the turn point under 5k's now. Well, this is the highest I've been today. 7,350 feet. And no idea how I'm going to get back to this hill in the air. It's a lot of wind. The leader landed in that coal back there. Oh jeez, might as well get as high as I can. Alright, I've just walked about 2 kilometres. Not a fun pilot, so. Oh, these guys are doing well. So I found the thermal, these two geolites in Germany. Looking over 7,000 feet again. Yeah, this guy's poking on the top of the Arabies, so maybe we can glide together. How good's this? Day's getting better, I reckon. Look at those cloud shadows moving. Well, I just made it through, but I had to get some lift fair and square in the lee. While these guys got to climb and they're just sailing over. Anyway, I'm happy. Lots of gliders ahead. Southern end of the RV with Mont Blanc behind, and it's pretty rough here. Thought it'd be better once I got around the corner. I came from Mont Blanc on the left. Wind is on my back. One would think anyway, who knows what's going on. There's a lot of guys behind me. Real high. Well, I'm just hanging around in the valley. Some light lift. Those guys aren't going anywhere fast, it seems, so probably a good idea to top up. Talked to Mid-Ice on the radio. Kriegel's on the way to turn point 3. But Maxime's already ticked it apparently, so he'd be hiking up the hill or maybe even gone. And Steve was scratching real low, I'm not sure where. Well, back there I shared a very shady climb with this guy. There's a bit more sun now, so see where we've got to go. Under my wingtip can see a couple of guys ready to launch. I guess they didn't make the glide over. It's a bit of a sinky glide at the end. And what an amazing view. Tournette, where I started today. Started my first flight. And I'm really loving this climb. Woohoo! Gone from 444 to 4888.
So I'm walking up to get the second turn point. It's only 500 metre horizontal and 200 vertical, and it's a bit shady at the moment. So I had a little flight but started losing height because I already face landed basically in the same spot. A bit more blue coming though, so hopefully the timing will work out good. So I didn't manage to get onto the bridge here and fly into the Bonfay landing field, but gee, sandwich time, 7 PM. About an hour's walk to the next turn point. No idea how the rest of the pack's going. I know there's people behind me in front though. trying to follow, but it's just... Yeah, I got wiped out at the end of the lake.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind.
The next morning I walked up with this famous guy.
Oh, it was a very muddy walk up this morning, so unfortunately the harness is not going to look so new anymore. And yeah, walking up with Tom the Daughter, who's just in front of me. We're going to fly around the corner, glide down and walk up again. Beautiful Lake Annecy. And lots of rain last night. Didn't really expect it to go all the way through till morning. It was a pitter-patter rain rather than the storm which we had the night before. Oh, so cold. Do you mind if I fly close? Glides well. So I'm going to land on the road so I can keep the wing a bit dry. Didn't really work out the way I wanted it to.
So the classic pre-thermic flight went alright, but by the time we walked up to the thermic takeoff after this, we were a little bit late. As we set up to launch, Laurie flew over our heads on her way back home. Steve Bramford was ahead of us and arrived on time and did well that day. But Marcus, in his Flow Fusion Light, skipped the morning sled ride, caught us in the air, and managed to fly the whole triangle, overtaking us both. Actually, both days I underestimated how early it starts around here, and even though cloud base is really low, there's a lot of really good small features like cliff faces low down that work really well, and yeah, you can make a lot of good ground low down before the winds pick up.
So I'm still not sure where Tom is, but just passed some guys who may have seen him. They weren't sure if he had a parapont. And yeah, the road might be the go because that track through the forest is mud and going around slips up and down. It's a bit of a time waster. Had I waited another 20 seconds, the supporters said Tom's just 300 metres ahead and he's planning to launch at the same place I was going to. Tom and I have just launched. There's a whole bunch of pilots around, but some are struggling. And quite a few on the way back. We've got about 35 k's to fly that way. A couple of Enzo 3s. What a lovely day. Come from that way. And it's freezing! Marcus and Tom are up there. I'll try and catch him up after this climb. Don't think looking at all the snow makes me feel any warmer, but it's a great climb on this ridge. So that's Tom on the right. Marcus down there. It's good to have some buddies to cross the valley with. It's coming up soon. It's been a very buoyant glide. I've basically arrived at this lower cloud base and I've got tailwind as well, 5 to 10 knots. So getting back is going to be a struggle. Look at all these flattish peaks and valley crossings. This is what delayed my pack up a bit. It's all scattered around. Let's catch you on the lines and try not to get it to catch on the canopy. Yeah, most people are gone now. There's one on the side that's just climbed above me, so that's a good sign.
try and, this is a tricky day, headwind and low hills. Let's try and stay in the air.
Good to have some company. And we're managing to find some stuff. Relief. Still don't know what the plan is. Get high. Anything not to walk again. Only got just over 6,000 feet on that last climb. There's another glider crossing. That's all I need to get onto the RV. Get me up! Valley wind's coming from that way. Oh, come on, RV, just over there. It's looking promising, creeping around to the sunny side after getting lift on the valley wind side. I think it's something pretty soon. I'll just get back to where I came from. That's where I've got to get onto. Let's get a bit higher. More helicopters and paragliders, eh? That's the one I came over on. So you can see the cliffs I climbed on, and then I crossed to here, and there was a good 10 knots valley wind, but I started to go around the corner into the cross lead, and best time of the day. Still not sure which way to go now. On the plus side I'm high, on the minus side I'm cold again. See the turn point just on the edge of this ridge in the distance. Back into the southwesterly. Hopefully this high cloud doesn't get too much thicker. Still got a fair way to go. Wind's coming from in front of me, but I reckon it's coming up both sides. Seems like it. Mont Blanc in the distance. Might join these guys. La Tournette, the big snowy thing. RV with Mont Blanc behind. Another good climb. Good to be back in the mountains, even if it is a bit cold. Nearly 8,000 feet. Well, it worked. I pushed low into the lee of this one. I just had that feeling about it that it would work, and got a few climbs away, and then soared across the sunny side. Valley wind coming through here, and now getting a good climb. So the turn point is under the wingtip, Samboy, if I remember right, and then I'll have to get over the other side of Tournette. To go! Must be one of the last ones.
Awesome chap on the motorbike just gave me some food. I don't have any left, I'm starving. It's part of the reason why I landed in the valley instead of trying to climb over the Tournette. So yeah, when I stopped earlier I had 19 Ks to do in under 3 hours if I want to get there at 9 PM, which is the curfew. So yeah, should be close anyway. Quick bakery stop. So I timed myself over a 2.4 kilometre stretch, and my speed at a fast walk was 6.5 Ks an hour. So I figured that would get me there 13 minutes late. It's 7:30 now though, and I realised there's a 1 kilometre end of speed, so that could be my 13 minutes taken care of, because it says 8.7 Ks to go. So I should be able to make it. It's 7 minutes past 8. Decided to hoof it up the hill for one last buoyant glide, hopefully. It's not much of a valley breeze. There's so much shade in the last several hours, but hopefully something. Well, it didn't pay off at all. It's Katabatic. I thought this might happen. Too optimistic. Don't even know if I'd clear those trees, to be honest. Running downhill with a pack, probably not recommended, but I should be just getting in the speed section around now. kilometre from goal. Must be the last one. So La Tournette on the left and there's ROV on the right. Like Annecy and the Neo headquarters, they organised me doing this competition the day before. And there's ROV Mont Blanc at the distance.